My name is Matt Rice, and I'm here with Ernest Morris Jr. Today is August 5th, 2014, and he's been kind enough to allow me to interview him for the Veteran History Project. So I'm going to have some questions for him, and he's going to tell you about his experience in World War II as a 18-year-old D-Day veteran. Would you prefer I called you Ernest or Junior, or?
Doesn't make any difference. Everybody called me Ernie.
Ernie? Okay. I'll call you Ernie. You're my great uncle, I believe. And today's the first day I think I've met you. But I wanted to go ahead and do this interview. So, can you tell me where you were born?
Olean, New York.
Olean, New York?
Yeah.
In a hospital or at a home? Or?
In a hospital.
Okay. And where did your parents live?
They live, well, there's a lot of little places over there, Turtle Point and Bradford and Sartrell and all those little towns out there, like they got around here, Scio, and, you know, they have them all over there too.
Mm-hmm. So what town did they live in?
Well, I think they lived in, lived around Sartrell.
Okay. Did they move around some?
My dad worked in the oil fields and he was moving all the time.
Okay. But mainly in this area?
Yeah.
The Pennsylvania oil fields?
Well, yeah, Pennsylvania, New York.
Right, that whole oil area. Yeah. Okay. So you had a number of different schools you went to growing up? You went to a number of different schools growing up?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. When was the first time you recall hearing about trouble over in Europe? Probably in high school at some point.
About doing what?
About trouble in Europe, about political issues and about the outbreak of war in Europe. Do you remember what was the first?
I don't remember anything about the war until I was in it.
Okay. Were you drafted?
Yeah.
You were drafted, so there really wasn't much on your radar until you until you and your friends started getting draft notices.
Yeah.
So where did you go when you got
went,
drafted?
We went to Buffalo.
Went to Buffalo at first?
And we were inducted in Buffalo.
Okay. Was it a group of you?
Yeah.
Anybody you knew?
Well, yeah, some of the guys from here and in Buffalo in this area.
Okay.
A bunch of us up there.
And how'd you get there?
Bus.
So they picked you up?
Yeah.
Was there any sort of party or dinner or anything before you left?
No.
You had a date and you said your goodbyes and got on a bus?
Yeah.
Okay. Where did you go after the induction ceremony?
God, that's long ago, you know.
Take your time.
Well, we went to Buffalo. We were inducted there, and from there we went to California to Indio, California. There's a desert training center. The war was in the desert at that time.
Mm-hmm.
That was in 42 or 43. And we trained in the desert for desert warfare. And then the war in the desert was over, so they brought us back to Virginia, and we trained for amphibious warfare. And we went from Virginia to England. And of course England's surrounded by water anyway, and we was in South Wales for a while in England and working on ships and loading and unloading and like that for supplies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And well, that's what we done there for a while.
Okay.
Of course, then we were shipped out of there. We went to France. We went across the channel in D-Day.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit more about your training in England, if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
let's talk a little bit more about your training in England.
All right.
You were part of the 533rd Quartermaster Battalion.
Right.
And there were A, B, C, and D companies.
Yeah.
And how long did you spend training in England?
Well, let's see. I really don't know. Like I said, it's a long time ago. I can't remember all that.
Sure, okay. Was it a matter of months or was it a matter of weeks?
Yeah, we trained for 3 or 4 months, I guess.
Okay. What kind of training did you do? What were you practicing or learning about?
Well, we had to learn to load and unload ships. Ships would come in, and we had to take the stuff off and send it. We had what they call ducks. They were amphibious trucks, and we'd load the trucks, and they'd take them out to the troops in the field, and that's about it. I mean, unload and load.
Did you train at all, like climbing cargo nets or any of that other stuff? Did you do any of that?
We had carbine rifles. We trained with them a little, but never had to use them.
Okay.
Which I'm thankful.
Right, right. You had mentioned, when I talked to you before, that one of the things that you did in England was chase girls. You had mentioned in England, before, when I talked to you before, one of the things that you did was chase girls in England. Do you remember telling me that?
No.
Okay. I thought it was a funny, interesting thing to say.
No, well, again, like I said, I'm hard of hearing, and I gotta make sure I know what I'm talking about.
Okay. You had mentioned to me before when we were on the phone, I asked you what were some of the things you did in England, and you mentioned chasing girls.
Yeah. I had a friend over there. He lives in Kentucky. And him and I were good friends all the way through.
What was his name?
Chester Estes.
Chester Estes. And you met him in training?
Yeah, in the Army.
he was a quartermaster?
Yeah, I don't know how we got acquainted, but we were inseparable all the while we was in the Army. We stayed together all the time.
And so you, in your spare time, you'd go into town or something?
Yeah.
Spend some time at some pubs, maybe?
I had, well, there was same for him, but I had a girl I was seeing over there. We were good friends. I went to her house and
did you meet her parents?
Visited with her folks.
Okay.
We had dinner with them, and I've been to their house. I've stayed overnight and everything with them. In South Wales, England.
South Wales.
And they were nice people.
Do you remember their names? Any of their names?
Let me see. I can't remember the last name, no.
Okay. Did anything strike you while you were over there as different?
Penley.
Penley? P-E-N-L-E-Y?
Yeah.
Do you remember her first name?
Her name?
Yeah.
Her first name was Doreen.
Doreen Penley.
But
okay.
Everybody called her Burl.
Really?
Yeah.
Burl, huh?
B-E-R-Y-L.
Okay. Did anything strike you since you were in an English household for some time? You know, you said you spent a couple nights there and met her parents. Did anything strike you as different between America and England very much?
No. Of course, they had, every afternoon at 4 o'clock they had tea.
Right. Tradition.
And that was the main meal. They call it tea, I don't know why.
I always thought tea was tea, but it came with food, huh?
Yeah, boy, that was a big meal there.
Oh, that was the big meal of the day. Okay.
Yeah, here I have a cup of tea, that's it, you know.
Yeah. That's kind of early, but I guess
Yeah,
that's how they do it.
that's the way they do it.
Okay. So you spent a couple months in England after you left California.
Yeah, let's see. Well, I can't remember when we got over there.
Mm-hmm.
We was there for about 6 months, I guess.
Okay. Because, all right. June 6, 1944. So you probably got over there at the beginning of 1944.
Probably.
Right? Okay. And how did you get from California to the East Coast? Did you take a train?
We went by train.
You went by train from California to the East Coast and then got on board ship and
Yeah.
went over. What was that ship? Was it part of a convoy?
Yeah.
So, do you remember the name of the ship at all?
No, I don't. I know it was a good-sized ship.
Had it been a passenger liner in a previous
Yeah,
life?
it was.
And it was converted to troop carrier?
Yeah, it was a.
So, you had one of the berths,
Yeah.
and you shared it with how many? Do you remember how many guys shared it with you?
There was a lot of them.
Too many? Because those berths usually, were they small or did they open them all up for the troop carrying purpose?
Well, coming back, they did. They had a little Liberty ship coming back. And they had these pipes in the wall, and they kept folding down, you know, and stuff in them coming back. Part of the way.
And those would fold up during the day?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about going over though? Was it like how many guys were you sharing this space with?
Oh, I don't know. I was too busy concerned about where we was going and what was going on to keep track of the number of people and their names or whatever.
Okay.
I just know there was a lot of them.
So what was your mindset on the way over? Were you?
Is this trip necessary?
Did you get?
That was the thing going on at that time, you know.
Right.
Got a shortage of gas and everything.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was saying, "Is this trip necessary?"
Right. Right.
But I guess it was.
Yeah, I guess so. So you had some escorts, some naval escorts, maybe some.
And what?
Did you have some escorts, naval escorts, other like destroyers or battleships, escorting you across the ocean?
Well, there was other ships, yeah.
Any of them armed? Any of them military ships?
I don't know.
Don't remember. Okay. All right. So you got to England. You trained. You met a nice girl. Met her
We
family.
landed in Scotland.
You landed in Scotland.
I remember that.
Okay.
Because me and my buddy went right out. We was told to stay in a certain area. And we didn't.
No.
We went out and found a couple of girls.
Good for you.
They were nurses.
Uh-huh.
And we went out and had dinner with them. And
Really?
we had a good time. It was nothing dirty or nothing like that.
No.
All good friendly.
Good.
But it was nice. They were nice girls. Then we went back, and of course, we were told to stay in the area. And there was a fence, barbed wire fence around where we were supposed to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And going back in, some of the guys got hurt on the barbed wire, and even the captain in our outfit, he tore his lip on the barbed wire. So that made it easy for me. He was going to punish everybody that went out, and said something to me about it, and I said, well, sir, I said, where was you that night? Well, he said, I stayed in like I was supposed to. I said, well, how'd you hurt your lip? He said, all right, damn it, you know. Now I said, leave me alone.
So you got out of jail free card with that one, huh? Everybody was doing it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't blame you.
Even our captain.
Even the captain. So you got off ship in Scotland. You met a couple girls there,
Yeah.
but then you went down to was South Wales very far?
Yeah,
Good distance?
South Wales.
And that's where your main training occurred.
That's where our training was for amphibious warfare.
So you had an idea of what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And there was probably a lot of rumors.
Hmm?
There was probably a lot of rumors going around about what you guys were getting ready for.
No, I don't remember any rumors. Everybody, I guess, knew why we was there. They didn't spread rumors, they just knew it.
Well, they didn't know where you were going to go exactly, right?
They pretty sure we was going to cross the channel and go into France.
Sure.
Because that's where the war was.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
We didn't know when or the day or anything.
Can you tell me anything about the preparations the last few days before D-Day? Was it pretty hectic? Was there a lot going on?
No, it was kind of quiet. We got down to the, I think it was Le Havre, France. No, that was in France. It was down in South Wales, where we crossed the channel anyway. And we went from there over to, well, we trained there in South Wales for a while for amphibious warfare. And then we got ready and went over, so we were trained, we were ready to go on D-Day.
Right. And so what was that day before like? How did you become part of the flotilla? Like you got aboard a ship that was going to take you over, right? A larger ship?
To go to France?
Yeah.
No, that was a small ship.
It was a small ship? About how many guys in it? Do you have any idea?
Oh, maybe 100.
100 guys. So it wasn't very big.
I don't know if it was that many, but I wasn't paying too much attention because I knew where we was going. It was one of these small ships at the whole front end.
Oh, was it a Higgins?
Landing craft.
Did they call them Higgins boats? Did they call them Higgins boats?
No, they're landing craft.
Landing craft? Okay.
Yeah. And they get there and the whole front of the ship,
I've seen those.
right down, you walk off.
Yeah, yeah. So there was about and you crossed the whole channel in that?
Yeah.
Okay. And like you said, you trained, how much gear did you have with you that you had to take with you? Did you have a backpack and a lot of...
I didn't have a lot. I remember carrying everything I had to take because you'll never believe. We got over there and landed on a beach in France, and I had a guy in our outfit that was a little bit off, you know. He wasn't a dummy or nothing like that, but he was a little retarded. We was walking up and down the beach in France looking for our outfit because over there everybody just went, you know. And then we had to hunt around and find our outfit to get it up again. And this guy, he sat right down on the beach on his pack. They were still shelling the beach and everything, you know. Said, I can't go no farther. He said, I'm tired. I said, if you don't get up and go, you may not go any farther. So I took his pack and mine too, and we started up and down the beach till we found our outfit. And we got back with them, and then I lost track of him.
How long did it take, this scene you just described, getting out of the boat and then going up and down the beach?
Well, I don't know, probably best part of a day.
Okay, okay.
We didn't have far to go because there was this group landing here and a group landing here and so on, like A, B, and C. Here, Normandy, Omaha, and
Right.
The names of the beaches.
Do you remember the code name for your section?
The what?
Do you remember the name for your section?
A captain?
No, the section you landed in. Was it Utah?
Normandy.
Right, it was Normandy Beach, but they had different names for different parts, didn't they?
Normandy Beach, Omaha Beach.
Okay.
It's all down through there. I don't remember the names of all of them.
Sure. So, like you said, you got on this troop carrier, this what was it? Assault?
Landing craft.
Landing craft, thank you. And you crossed the English Channel. That must have taken 7-8 hours, right?
Quite a few.
Did anybody get seasick?
Because I went to sleep on the ship on the way over.
You slept on the landing craft on the way over to...
We were all packed in there, laying down, sitting down, and everything.
So
and I went to sleep.
You just took a nap, huh? About what time did the door open on the front of that boat?
I don't know. We got over there and they woke us all up anyway and told us to get ready to get off. And when the front of the ship went down, we had to walk off, and the water was still pretty deep there.
Right.
And I couldn't swim. And of course, they give us training instructions, over here. And I went right to the bottom, and they said, "Yeah, you're a good swimmer."
Yeah, nice.
Oh boy, I went down just like a rock.
During training?
Yeah.
So how'd you get off the bottom?
I found my feet and got them on solid ground. I started walking. I couldn't swim.
So there you are, you can't swim. You've got probably 30 pounds of gear at least.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah. And you're in a boat and they want you to jump out of it and walk up the beach.
Yeah, we walked off the water. Water come up to about here on me.
So they got you up pretty good, because some people, they were in 10 feet of water.
Yeah.
So
well, it might have been more than that, but I got off. It was about here on me that I walked off, and people ahead of me and people in front of me.
Now,
and I was watching them. If it went over their head, I'd turn off and try to find some other way.
You try to find the high road.
Yes.
Okay, that's smart. So they probably didn't teach you that in training, did they? You figured that all out on your own.
And there's people watching me. Some of the guys told me when we got back that if you went under, he said, I would look for another place. But we all got off safe. And
were there... You don't know if you were one of the first boats to hit or if you were later in the afternoon then?
Well, there was no first boat. There was a bunch of first boats.
Right. A first wave?
Yeah. And I was in one of the first waves.
Okay. You probably sailed across the channel at night?
Yeah.
And then it was sunrise and you were probably still sleeping when the sun came up?
Well, yeah. And they were shelling the beach. I know when we got up.
No.
Of course, it was our ships.
Was it our ship shelling the Germans, the German positions?
The Germans were on the beach shelling us.
Okay.
And we were shelling the beach trying to get them back so we could get in.
So were you looking over the side of the boat seeing this happen?
No.
No?
I was just trying to pay attention to where I was going.
Okay. So the door opens and you jump out with 99 other guys. Most of these guys you knew, right?
Yeah.
And some of them you knew quite well. And some of them you knew quite well.
Yeah.
What was the name of your friend there? Estes?
It was what?
What was the name of your friend? Your best friend?
I don't know that.
The name of your best friend there? I think you said he's in Kentucky? Something Estes? You told me his name earlier.
Oh, a friend?
Yeah. What was the name of your best friend in the Army?
I don't know the bus line.
No, your best friend.
Oh, Chester Estes.
Chester Estes. Was he in the boat with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He lives somewhere in Lexington, Kentucky.
Have you seen him?
I tried to get down and see him here a couple of years ago. You know, there's no secrecy anymore since we got computers.
Right.
And I looked him up on the computer and found out where he lived. And so I went down, and kind of upset me, you know. I don't blame him in a way. He said, "How in the hell did you get my phone number?" He was unlisted on the computer. You ain't unlisted. Everybody knows you.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of upset me, you know. My best friend saying, "How the hell did you get my number?" That's no way to greet a friend.
Right.
So I didn't talk to him. I just let everything go, and I never seen him after that. Maybe I'm too quick to judge people. I don't know, but things like that. You know, a friend is a friend.
Right. Right.
And if a friend of mine greets me like that, I'm not going back.
Right. Yeah. It must have been maybe it was a little bit of a shock to him.
Well, it probably was to him and me both. But,
right.
Well, I did keep track of him for a while. His mother died, and he tried to get a pass to go home, and they wouldn't give him one.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of weeks later, his dad died, and he tried to get a pass for that. And the last I knew, he was gone. I don't know where he went. He went AWOL or something, because he was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And I never heard from him again until I looked him up on the computer and found out where he lived. Went down and seen him. I did talk to him a few minutes about being over there, what happened, if he was AWOL or something. He said, yes, I went AWOL, but he said, I got it straightened out. He said, it's all right now. I said, there's no problem.
And when did you have that conversation? Just a couple years ago? When did you talk to him about that? Just a couple years ago?
Well, yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, I guess.
Okay, so you were basically you were up last week. We were talking about you jumping off the boat. You were up to your chest in water.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to get out of the water, do you think?
Oh, probably 5 minutes.
5 minutes? So
Yeah,
you were
we
slogging
were
through the
close to
water?
land.
Yeah. But it takes some time. It's hard to get through. Was there much... Were the Germans still firing on you?
Yeah.
What, small arms fire and mortars, or...?
Well, yeah, when I got on the beach, a bullet landed right side of my foot there. They were still firing. It's from a rifle.
Right.
So they were still there, but they were snipers, I guess, like that.
Had the Navy been shelling their positions and trying to get rid of them? Had that been effective in the area you were in?
Yeah.
And were there many infantry guys trying to get up over onto the beach?
Well, I don't know. I was more concerned about myself. Shells coming at me from both ways. See the Germans in front of me and our people behind me, and I got to stay out of the way of both of them.
Yeah. So that's good. That's all good. So
I stayed as low down as I could.
But there wasn't any cover, right?
No, there's no cover.
Was it a big bluff that you were, or was it a flat beach?
Yeah, there was after you got in there. Oh, probably 30, 40 feet. There's a place where you get up and get a little cover. But
so you had 30, 40 feet of kind of flat beach.
Yeah.
And then there was a hill.
Yeah.
Was there any defensive positions on the hill?
There were some German places where they dug in, but they were pretty well shot time. Our guys got through shooting them.
Okay, so there wasn't any like pillboxes or concrete bunkers. Then it was mostly trenches?
Some of them had concrete.
Okay, but there wasn't much going on.
No, not too
Pretty
much.
much cleared out.
Yeah.
So you were on the beach looking for your unit or your company, and you guys got together. Did you tend to stay towards the bottom of the hill for a little cover?
No, we were trying to get inland where we could dig in and get cover that way.
Okay. So you got together with your unit, and you had your. What you said you were trained. You trained with a carbine.
Yeah.
Was that what, an M1?
Yeah.
Okay. And you had all your supplies, and you got your guys together, and then how did you get up off the beach?
Well, it got quieted down a little bit. We went farther inland and found our company that we were supposed to be with us and got organized back with them. And then we pretty much stayed in a group and moved forward to get to town and like that.
Okay, so your company consisted of about how many people?
About 40, I guess 30 or 40.
And you went inland, like you said. How far inland till you guys got all together?
Well, I'm not too good a judge, but I'd say we went inland about 100 feet.
Oh, not too far, and you gathered together. What town did you end up at?
What time?
What town?
Can, C-A-A-N.
That day?
No, it was the next day I think that we got there.
Okay, what'd you do that night?
Well, we slept wherever we could find a place, and then in the morning we got up and we got a train of boxcars, and we took over the boxcars and made our home in the boxcars. Our whole company did.
In Cannes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we was there for quite a while.
How did you get from where you were off the beach, where you spent that first night, to Cannes?
Walked.
How far was it?
I don't know.
Okay. And did everybody in your company make it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't recall anybody losing anybody.
No casualties? Made it all off the beach, all to Cannes?
No, I think we all got there.
Mm-hmm. Good, good.
In my company, some of the other companies might have had some casualties or some wounded or something, I don't know. But the company I was with, we was all there safe.
Okay, so within 2 days you were in Cannes.
Yeah.
And Cannes had been secured.
Yeah.
And you walked from Normandy, wherever you landed on Normandy Beach, to Cannes.
Yeah.
How did you know which way to go? Did somebody have a map?
Well, I guess the officers did.
And they just said, walk this way?
Yeah.
Did you come across any locals?
No.
No French? No French girls yet?
I didn't see any.
Okay.
I seen a few people walking, but I didn't speak to them or nothing like that. I just happened to see some of them walking.
So you didn't get a sense for the reaction of any of the locals to
No.
the Germans being pushed out?
No.
Okay. And then what'd you do in Cannes?
Well, we just stayed there and lived there. Well, we transported material to the guys up in front, kept sending stuff up to the guys that were doing the fighting. And that's about all we done. We were, what do you say, suppliers or something.
So you had to keep track of where the front line was and where the different units were, divisions, and then you had to. How did you know what to send? Did they put in orders?
It didn't matter. We sent whatever we got.
You just kept sending it up there.
Yeah.
Well, they probably didn't have.
There's only one thing I remember. They had a lot of canned food and stuff on these ships and packaged foods and everything sent up there. And they had a lot of this pineapple rice pudding in cans. And we all kept out a few cans for ourselves. Boy, that was good.
You like pineapple rice pudding?
Yeah. That lasted us a couple days.
Then you went back to the regular.
That wasn't nice, you know. Them guys up front needed it worse than we did, but.
Right. What were you living on? What were you eating?
We had K rations and different C rations and like that.
Did they set up a regular kitchen eventually?
Yeah, they set up one a little later. Then we started having regular meals. We had a cook, and we got some pretty good meals. Of course, you don't know much about that. The officers got first choice.
Sure.
What was left, we got.
Right. Were you able to, within a few weeks, take some time for yourself and go out and con at all? Walk around, meet some people?
Well, yeah, we'd mosey on down there a little bit. Me and a friend of mine or something would go down, look around a little bit. But
Did you go to any maybe restaurants or bars or anything?
no, we had a lot of German beer there.
They left their beer behind?
Huh?
They left their beer behind?
Yeah, I guess so. Some of them.
Well, I guess you had to clean that up.
So we had a lot of German beer.
Were there bars that were open that you could buy this at, or?
Some of them opened up later, but we had what we needed before they opened up. So.
Yeah, you was just there and up for grabs. Okay. So how long were you in con?
I don't know. Must have been 6 months probably. Anyway.
Is Con a port town? Is it right on the water, or is there a harbor?
I can't remember. I didn't look around too much. We were busy getting settled and finding out what was going on, and we were pretty busy. We didn't pay much attention to it.
How did your materials that you had to move up to the front lines, how did those come in?
The what?
The materials that you had to send up front, how did those come in?
They were coming pretty good. I was one of them on the ship. They had to unload them and put them in these trucks, and that was quite a chore. You know, they had these big booms on the truck. You bring it in, let it down, pick up a big bag of stuff, food and stuff, and you pick it up. You had to wait till the ship rocked just the right way in order to let it down in that truck, or you let it down in the water. So I got pretty good at it.
Took a little practice?
Huh?
Took a little practice?
Yeah.
They probably didn't teach you that in training either.
No, they didn't know what that was going to be like. But I got pretty good at it.
And so the rest of the war for you was unloading ships in Con?
Yeah.
And you basically were there when the war ended?
Yeah. Well, we moved in a little bit, I guess. Not very far, though. We didn't get in very far. Because they wanted to get out of there as soon as they could, and as soon as they could get France under its own rulership, we got out.
Do you remember when you came back, when that Liberty ship picked you up?
And the Liberty ship?
Yeah. Do you remember when that was?
Yes, I remember how that was.
Okay. Tell me about it.
We come back and a storm come up. And the Liberty ship is not very big. And one night, I remember, they had all these bunks, you know. We was all sleeping in there. And one night I woke up and I was sleeping on the bottom of the top. That ship went up all the water. It virtually left the water.
Wow.
And when it come back down, it sounded just like it landed on cement.
Right.
Oh man, how that come down hard.
Did anybody fall out of their bunks or anything?
No, we made it all right, but it did crack some of the welds on the ship.
Oh, really?
And it started leaking. And we was on our way back home then anyway, so we tried to get in the harbor in New York. And, you know, I don't know whether, you know, people make me sick. We was over there fighting our ass off for them, and they wasn't going to let us in.
Really?
Right. They was on strike in New York, and we don't let them sink out there. We don't care.
Like the dock masters or
Yeah.
the dock workers?
Yeah.
They wouldn't. So you didn't really get permission to come in, huh?
No.
Huh.
Finally, we got it organized so that we told them our ship is leaking, we've got to get in.
Right.
Well, they finally let us in.
Mm-hmm.
But now people that we're fighting for, and they're
Right.
going to let us out there to drown. Nice American people.
Yeah.
I don't like them yet.
I don't blame you. You were gone for better part of 2 years, maybe? Were you gone for the better part of 2 years?
Well, I was in the Army all the time, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I imagine, well, it was quite a bit over 2 years we was in there.
When you were in con, do you remember any of the... did you get a lot of news about what was going on at the front?
Or what?
Did you get any news about what was going on at the front as the troops made their way across France?
No.
Did you hear about the Battle of the Bulge or anything like that?
I was in that, yeah.
You were in it.
Yeah, I got a Bronze Star or something for the Battle of the Bulge.
How? Tell me about that.
Well, I guess I was in it. That, you know, there's so much going on over there. You don't pay attention to what you're in or what you're doing. And I didn't know anything about it till afterwards.
Okay, so your unit was designated as one of the participants?
Yeah.
And you... Okay, good. So your Liberty ship finally was able to land in New York.
Yeah.
And how did you get back to Olean area?
Well, I think I got somebody to come get me. I can't really remember. I know I got to New York, and we got a bus and brought us back to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
And from there on, we was on our own. I had to call somebody to come get me, and I called, I think it was my stepfather, and he wouldn't come, and he loved me. Well, I finally got my uncle to come and get me, and then I had to walk 9 miles from Andover to Wellsville.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody come up to Andover to get me. Everybody loved me.
Yeah. Nobody.
They were too busy thinking about themselves.
Uh-huh. And nobody picked you up along the way?
No.
That's too bad. So you got back to Wellsville and then got back home. Where'd you live after that?
Well, I stayed with my mother my stepfather and mother down on Riverside there in Wellsville, New York for a month, I guess, something like that. Then I moved up to Lockport with my dad. He was working up there in Harrison Radiator, which is a big outfit, and he got me a job in there, so I went to work for Harrison Radiator for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And with my mustering out pay and everything, I bought me a car, and we got along pretty good.
What kind of car did you buy?
Oldsmobile,
Do you remember what model?
37.
And was it a 1945? What year was it?
The Oldsmobile?
Yeah.
37.
Oh, 37. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and that was, well, that's probably 10, 11 years old when I bought it. But
Right.
I got it for $300. You couldn't get one that old now for $300.
No, you can't get much of nothing for $300 anymore. And anything else about your experience that we didn't touch on today?
No, bits and pieces come back every once in a while, you know, but I can't think of anything really to talk about right off.
Well, thank you for your service because
Well, that's all right.
it's good that we're not talking in German right now.
Hmm?
It's good we're not talking in German right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was a whole bunch of guys like you that probably prevented that from happening.
Yeah, well, there wasn't much, I didn't see much action really. Well, like I was in the Battle of the Bulge. I landed on Normandy on D-Day and all that, but other words, when we got landed on Normandy, the other troops were way ahead of us, and so it was pretty well calm back there, and there wasn't much fighting back there. And the war ended right after that.
So you did your part, definitely.
So we just come on home, and then a couple months later the war in Japan was over, and they come back, and everything was starting to get back to normal again.
Good. So you worked at the radiator place for a while? You worked at the radiator place for a while? Up in Buffalo and Lockport? With your dad?
I worked up to Lockport for General Motors.
General Motors?
Yeah, they had a Harrison radiators.
Harrison
where they built
radiators.
radiators for automobiles.
Did any of your experience as a quartermaster help you in getting a job or in your career at all?
No.
No.
No, my stepfather worked up there. Well, my dad worked up there, and he got me a job in Harrison Radiator, and I worked there for a while. And of course, I got my mustering out pay, and I bought me a car, and I wanted to travel around and get to see some people I hadn't seen for a while. So I didn't do much work. I just traveled around a little bit. Then I did get a job, well, building houses for a contractor. It wasn't much of a job, but my dad had bought a car, and he was paying for it by working it off in this company. So he got me a job there, and I worked and helped him pay it off, which didn't benefit me much, but at least I had a job, and I had a little spending money to get me a beer if I wanted, or a sandwich, or. But.
Okay. Well, very good. Anything else? Any last words?
No. Everything started getting back to normal, I guess, if you can call it normal. Who knows what normal is anymore?
Right. Well, again, thank you very much for sitting down with me and putting this down on the video, and that we're gonna cut it off now, I guess.